Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Glidewell, and today I'm going to be talking about the challenge of reporting growth following trauma. My mentor this year was Dr. Adriel Boals. So post-traumatic growth refers to positive psychological changes that result from a traumatic experience. And the most commonly used self-report measure of this growth is the Post-Traumatic Growth Inventory, or PTGI. And this measure contains 21 items, and they're all positively worded, such as, I have a greater feeling of self-reliance. And interestingly, another measure called the Post-Traumatic Cognitions Inventory, or PTCI, which assesses a person's negative thoughts and beliefs following a trauma, contains similar questions but negatively worded. So whereas the PTGI would say, I have a greater feeling of self-reliance, the PTCI would say, I can't rely on myself. So one would expect that these two measures have a strong negative correlation. However, Dr. Boals and I conducted secondary analyses on existing literature and found that this wasn't always the case. So this kind of draws in the question, is the PTGI a valid self-report measure of genuine growth? So the purpose of our study was to examine the relationship between the PTGI and the PTCI using a large sample size. We hypothesized that these two measures would have a strong negative correlation. In doing so, we examined existing data from multiple data sets collected between fall of 2011 and fall of 2013. We had a total of 1,478 participants, all from the University of North Texas, who completed both of these measures. Our results actually revealed the opposite of our hypothesis. So the PTGI and the PTCI had a small but significant positive correlation in our study, and that correlation was 0.084. Also, if you see my chart here on the right, we found the correlations between specific items on both measures, and all of these items either had a slightly positive or a slightly negative correlation, which still questions the validity of the post-traumatic growth inventory because they should all have a strong negative correlation. These results add to current literature regarding the validity of the PTGI, and one suggested reason as to why the PTGI might not be a valid measurement is because of the wording effect. And a wording effect refers to how the wording of different items can influence a person's responses to the item. So because the PTGI only has positively worded items, it may be encouraging reports of post-traumatic growth. However, more research needs to be conducted regarding the validity of the PTGI. So in conclusion, I just want to acknowledge Dr. Adriel Boals and the McNair program for this presentation.